We're here with Tricky, who got top 32 at Springfest Manchester, okay, with a Rizzler. Talk us through the deck.
So yeah, I bought Rezael for this BSF. I kind of chose this deck like last minute. I was gonna play something else, but like my entire locals, my entire testing groups was like, just bring Rezael. Like the deck's really good. Like even like when I was testing it, and like especially with, like the new cards, I felt it was really strong and had really good matchups into the meta time. So yeah, I'll just walk you guys through.
Do you want to talk us through your matchups really quick?
So I went X1 in Swiss. I was undefeated until round 7. So my first round was Odium, and then I beat an Aichi, and then Aichi again. Then it was Draju, then Deep Lands, and then Heart Lulu. And then I lost to Aichi in round 7. And then top court, just died to Aichi. Like, game is game.
Game is game. Alright, let's go into the deck.
Yes, so...
Oh, we also got Baby Girl the Mat, okay.
Baby Girl, yes sir, W side event. So, ride line is very standard. It is just Soel, Tranquila, Essential, Rezael. Like, nothing much to say there. Tranquila for your grade 1, just finds all your grade 1s. All the grade 1s in this deck are good. And then from my grade 3 lineup, I am running 4 of the Theta. I mean, that's just your Persona ride, very standard.
Super standard.
And then we are running... So I'm actually running only 2.
Okay, so this is not standard. Walk us through this.
So when I get to the grade 2s later, I'll explain why. But this card is usually used to put into Soul for Theta, because Theta says it can call 2 units force counterblast, but if you put a Rezael into Soul, you can call another unit. And if it's specifically the OG, then for each of the OG in the Theta Soul, Theta will get 5k. So I'll explain later why I only play the 2, which is usually not the standard build.
Most people play 3.
Most people will play 3, just because like
you need to see it.
You just need to see it. Just like push power and like just call more units. So I only play 1 of the Gabrielius because there's a card in the deck.
The reason to play the deck.
That basically mills anything in your deck.
We'll get to Orcades in a second.
So yeah, 1 Gabrielius, that's just your core target for Theta. Does a drive check, sack a trigger, gets to describe the top card. Really good card. I am also on 1 on Mortar, just as a 5th PG, because I do play cards that bind itself. So the Mortar not only acts as a PG, an extra PG in my deck, it also throws back 2 cards back in my deck. So I'm basically like not gonna deck out. Because like there'll be games where it'll go so long where it'll just go to a point where I might just deck out. And then finally we move to the best unit in this entire deck, and the reason why I think Rezael is so strong. So this is the new one that just came out in DZ set 14, Orcades. So this card is ridiculous, it's actually so broken. So what it says is, so on place, only by hand though, but on place, you get to search for any unit in your deck and then put it into your drop. This is good because it sets up your Rezael. So you can put any of your one-offs into your drop and sell it for your Rezael turn. And not only does it do that, it gets 5,000 power on attack. And then at the end of the attack, it puts itself into Soul and draws your card. So it not only draws your card, it fuels your Soul because there's quite a bit of Soul Blasting in the deck. And on top of that, when you Divine Skill on Rezael, it gets another 5k, making it a 20k beat stick, which is, I'll explain later why it being 20k is really strong for this unit. But yeah, we are on 4 of the Orcades. I have chosen to run 3 Biscottis because you have a lot of energy that you can use. So this is mainly your ride pitch target, just draw your card. But not only that, I like to use Biscotti. So on Persona Ride, when I call it, I can either Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3 and look at the top 3 card of my deck. Then I can choose to leave one of those cards on top of the deck and bot deck the other 2, or bot deck all 3 cards, or if it's in my main phase, then I get to call one of those cards. I mainly use this just to like stack triggers, or if I see no triggers in there, I just bot deck all 3 just to like move my trigger count up. So I'm just like more likely to hit my triggers on Rezael and Gabrielius. This has come up a lot for me and actually won me a lot of games just because moving the triggers to the bottom, like the non-triggers to the bottom, just helps with the stack. Then I run a bunch of one-offs.
The Avengers, if you will.
The Avengers. So the one-off Rifistor is your 5th attacker. It says no to PGs. And it also searches out all my Rezaels on place. We run Nilburus. I think Nilburus is... I used to be on 2 just because this card you really want to see because it's the same as Orcades where it can draw you a card, it fuels your soul, and it also lets you check the top card of your deck. And if there is a trigger, you just leave it there. And that's your defensive or maybe your divine skill heal. We run one of the Ace unit. The Ace unit, so with Orcades, on grade 2, if I'm using Orcades, Ace unit is usually the one I put in drop. Because then when I ride up to Rezael, the Essential Ride Line skill lets me call it grade 2 or less. And it's almost always the Ace unit because not only is it a 15k beater, it also searches any of my top 7 cards and call it, just like help build a board. And then finally, this is a card that I don't see in most lists. So Drive Out Dragon. So Drive Out Dragon basically, so on attack, at the end of attack, it goes into soul for EV3, and then you get to add a Rezael from your soul or your drop. So I like this card. So this replaced the 3rd Rezael in my deck because not only is it a card I can call out as a body going to my Persona turn, I can also use its ability to like fetch the original from my soul, or if I pitch the original early in my turn, I get to just get it back from drop. And then I can just use that for my Rezael Theta skill. And also, this has come up once this weekend where I had no Personas in my deck. I had 2 Personas in damage, the rest were either in my hands and I already used. So to set up my next turn, I would call this just to add the OG Rezael, because the OG Rezael can still Persona Ride on top of Theta because they're regarded as the same name. That came up once for me and it actually won me the game because just Persona Ride broke.
Yeah, looping Persona Ride is very good.
So we just abused that. So that's up for my grade 2s. Very standard. Every list should run 4 dissection.
We know what dissection does.
I mean, it combos well with your Orcades.
Yeah.
Combos with your Nilburus. Like you, Orcades, put the soul, draw a card. Retire this, soul blast the Orcades, draw another card. Rezael swing, call this again, call Orcades, draw 2 more cards. The entire deck basically says +1, +1, +1, +1. Just constantly drawing cards and just like staying healthy. I am on only 2 Soels. Some lists run more, some lists don't run any Soels. I was originally not on any Soels. I was on Lian, which is the card in the Aichi start deck, where it says it gets pitched in your right phase, you get to call it out, draw 1, pitch a card. Lian is really good for early game, but then I did more testing. I decided to test a bit more with Soel, and The main thing I like about Soel is that it's a 13k booster on grade 3 onwards. So for your Theta turn, the extra 5k boost actually really matters. Because on Theta, so say I put none of the original or the OG Rezael. The Theta is only going to be swinging 28 plus an 8k boost, so that's 38. This will make it 41, which isn't great, but if I manage to put the second Rezael into Soul, it makes that Theta card 46. So that just breaks the magic number and just makes it hard to card. And also, it's another card you bind, which helps with a mortar. Just have more bind targets to like pot deck. So yeah, 2 of the Soels. I run 1 of the Maple. This card says, when I ride a grade 3 and it's a Persona ride, I get to call it from drop and it gets 5,000 power. This is just a good one-off to have in your deck, mainly because Orcades can just like throw it into your drop if you just have nothing else you can throw in. And also on Persona ride, you just like want as many attackers as possible. So just like having a body on board, it being 13k base on call from drop and 23 with Persona is like really good.
Very good pinch scenario card.
Yeah. Because like Rephisto says it can only use its effect on the 5th attack. So just like having bodies to like commit, because sometimes you just don't have anything in hand you can commit. So just like having something in hand is really nice. Then we are on standard 4 PGs, Sanctitude. I run the one-off cat. This is mainly just extra shield, 20k shield. You can easily get your entire ride line into drop, but also you can just call it and just like top 5 call another card. So it's just not a bad card, just have as a one-off. And then trigger, it's just standard.
Trigger lineup, yeah, very standard, right?
Just 8 critical triggers. You have to run 8 in this deck because Rezael says return all your criticals to deck. Then we are on just standard, 3 front triggers. And then I am actually running 4 of the 15k Findler heals. I chose not to run any of the 10k effect heals because I think guarding in early game matters so much, and just that extra 5k shield to guard with is so huge. Because like every good deck now can just like build a board like so easily, and they're swinging like 23k like so easily. So like if this was a 10k shield, I now have to commit a 10k plus another 5k. Whereas instead, I can just commit 15k and it guards the attack.
So you value just being able to do a 1-card guard instead of a
Yes.
janky 2-card guard.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then
Finally for the orders.
On the orders, I run the twin cast.
As your regardless of
Twin cast just standard. It's just shield. It's just something you can pitch. And then I am running 2 of the Omega expensive Nebula Knights order. Top 7, search a card, binds itself. Is another card you can bot deck with a mortar. Nothing bad about it. And my OT of choice was the blue one. So this was my last minute change going to the singles event. I was on the red one for teams the day before. Like red, it comes up and it would just kill. But
especially with Rafista, right?
yes. But sometimes so let's say my board is Rezael and then I have 2 Orcades. If I hit red OT, I can't actually restand the Orcades because the Orcades effect. So let me just get it out. Like the Orcades effect, when it's attacking a Vanguard, it has to go to Soul because the effect is mandatory. So upon the red OT restand, on the Orcades is just a waste because it has to go in. Like I could swing rear and then Vanguard because the effect only works if you're swinging into Vanguard, but
It's a bit
it's
wasted.
a bit of a waste. Where blue OT, it just says 100 mil, gives a crit, add a card from drop to hand, just kill more. Like you just whack this on Mephisto or like a Gabwellis or your Vanguard, like it will just like break anything to pass, and it just like always just does 2 damage. So this was my last minute change, and I'm actually really happy I made this change because it has like just the extra crit just to do 2 damage that's just come this weekend.
Okay. Any final notes about the deck?
So yeah, final notes is, so I play this deck, I think I play it quite differently from most people because throughout the entire weekend, most of my games, I just divine scale off for it. Even if I'm returning 1, 2 triggers, sometimes no triggers, just having the triple drive, just like have 1 more card in your hand. But mainly I do it because of Orcades. Because Orcades gets the extra 5,000 power on Divine Skill. And Divine Skill is not great luck. So if I'm going first, and I do have an Orcades column with Dissection Angel behind it. If I do so without Divine Skill, this column is just swinging 23k, and that's just easily guardable with a 15k shield. But with the Divine Skill, the column is now swinging 28k. So now it's asking for a 20k guard. And asking for a 20k guard while we're on grade 2 is so annoying for them.
Front or bust?
Just for them. And then obviously your Rezael is going to swing with a triple drive as well. So like you just call another 28k column swing, plus more cards,
Draw 2.
just draw 2, and just
Alright.
never die.
Any shout outs?
Shout out to Loco, shout out to my boys in Fanboy Free, shout out to the boys in Jesters, W Locos, honestly, absolutely the goals. Like they've encouraged me, helped me, play test. I just want to give a shout out to Kings of Night and Seb. We spent like 30 minutes just sitting down, just discussing this deck. And it was like, you know what, that discussion is probably what led me to like bring this deck to BSF.
Alright.
And honestly, W deck, I don't regret it. And yeah, got my first stop because of it.
Thank you very much, Tricky. See you later.
No good, see you.